Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to today's Pokemon GO discussion video. So today we're going to be talking about Starly Community Day, which we just had, and I honestly had a couple of thoughts that I really do hope Niantic pays attention to. I do think that there's a lot of improvements to Community Day that they could do, and I do want to discuss them here. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alrighty, so it goes without question that Starly Community Day was a bit of a disappointment. I really do feel like this Community Day had a lot of potential, but unfortunately that potential was not met, mainly because Niantic really didn't go all out with this particular Community Day. They had a really great opportunity to follow up Deino Community Day with some really cool features, but instead what we ended up with was pretty much the same as Deino Community Day, just with a Pokemon that's not as exciting. And I really felt this in my local communities. A lot of players were opting to skip out on this particular Community Day, even though it was a brand new shiny and a Pokemon that had some potential in PvP, but a lot of players were just not interested. And I do think Niantic could have done a lot to mitigate this. I mean, having Starly as the featured Community Day Pokemon was fine, but I really feel like giving it just Gust was not enough, considering that it wouldn't make it a top tier Pokemon. I think what they should have done is give it both a new charge attack as well as a new fast attack. Giving it Gust and Sky Attack, for example, would have elevated this Pokemon straight to the top of the PvP meta, and a lot more players would have been excited about it. As much as Niantic wants to incentivize community days to be more about community and exploration, what they really need to understand is that most players are only going to care about Community Day if the move and the Pokemon is something worth going after. But if it's a Pokemon that's not necessarily going to be that exciting, well, a lot of players are not going to go out and play during Community Day. Now, it's my honest opinion that Community Day is starting to find its way out. It's been a core feature of Pokemon GO for the last several years, but I really feel like the sentiment behind this particular monthly event has faded over time, especially recently after they retracted a lot of COVID bonuses. So I really think Niantic needs to consider just what the community is thinking about when it comes to Community Day, because as it currently stands right now, it's been really hard to get players hyped up for each Community Day. There are going to be players out there who are going to grind out really hard during every single Community Day, but the general player base has not really been enthusiastic about Community Days for a long time now. I think the most important first step would be to make sure the Pokemon is going to be exciting no matter what. Whether it be a brand new move that's going to elevate it to the top of the PvP meta, like what they did with Walrein, or if it's going to be a Pokemon that's going to be overly hyped up, much like how it was with Deino. I think Niantic is focusing way too hard on the wrong aspects of Pokemon GO. They're thinking a lot about longevity and the value of certain shinies and certain Pokemon, but I really do feel like taking away from the Community Day experience in order to fulfill this philosophy has drastically hurt Pokemon GO as a whole. A lot of people treat Community Days as kind of like the landmark event. A lot of players do not necessarily play hard during the general gameplay, and they save a lot of that energy for Community Day. Well, if Community Day is lame and they have no interest in doing that event, then there really is no interest for the game itself. And I know this is not every single player, but it's certainly a good majority of them, mainly because when it comes to the Pokedex and when it comes to legendary Pokemon, if there is a particular legendary that's not out in raid battles, then some players just do not have any incentive to play this game. At least that's how it's been for my local community and for myself. If there is no special Community Day or a legendary Pokemon in raids that I really care about, then I really do not necessarily play the game that often. The in-game events haven't enticed me, and a lot of the wild spawns are Pokemon that I do not need. A vast majority of my hardcore grinds really comes down to Community Days and occasionally the Spotlight Hours that award you a lot of Stardust. There hasn't been any other incentive for me to really get into Pokemon GO, and I really do think Niantic needs to fix up Community Days and make them exciting again, at least because they have been an anchor for Pokemon GO players for the past several years. I mean, what was really disappointing disappointing about Starly Community Day, at least for me, was the fact that they did not try anything new after Deino Community Day. Deino Community Day was kind of like the start of something new. They took away the increased duration for community days, and they made up for it by adding this new raid system. And I really did like this system, and I thought there was a lot of potential for it to actually improve Community Day. But they didn't iterate on it, they just kind of copied and pasted it directly from Deino Community Day, and unfortunately, not enough players are going to care for those raids because the Pokemon is Starly. And there was a plethora of really good feedback from Deino Community Day, but it seems like a lot of that feedback fell on deaf ears. Players were pointing out that it was kind of a bummer that Zweilous was not able to be shiny, and of course, the difficulty was just a little bit overtuned. And it seemed like the same situation was with Staravia raids, and I was kind of disappointed to see that. Niantic had a golden opportunity to make vast improvements to this system, to make community days feel fresh and to be something new. But instead, they just kind of went the lazy route, and unfortunately, this community day suffered because of it. Now look, I know I'm sounding very negative when it comes to all of this, but I really do care about this game, especially with community days. Some of my most positive experiences with Pokemon GO came from community day meetups and different things like that, but because community days have declined drastically over the past several months, I really haven't experienced that in a long time. I really do think Niantic needs to prioritize community days and improving them and getting more players engaged. This is one of those core features that I don't think Niantic really appreciates. I mean, a lot of players really enjoy community days when they are good, but when they are bad, it's just a very bad look for Pokemon GO. And I really think this is something that Niantic needs to take care of right away. But who knows, maybe Niantic will announce what the August Community Day is going to be shortly after I upload this video, and a lot of the points that I'm bringing up are going to be obsolete because the hype train for Community Day is going to be reignited once again. I really would like that personally, because as of right now, I've been kind of disheartened by how Pokemon GO has been treating a lot of their in-game events, especially with events like Community Days, which have been an anchor. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts regarding Starly Community Day and some of the sentiments that I've been feeling afterwards, but I would love to know your thoughts because I definitely know that there's going to be players out there who are going to disagree with me, and I would like to know why. Definitely share those thoughts down below and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video and this discussion, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.